Wadidooo Shengelengs, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tabi and I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you're old Wadidooo, thank you very much for coming back, clicking on this video, liking, commenting, subscribing and doing all the other amazing stuff. We are back with another episode of It's Just a Podcast because it doesn't have a name. And today I have a very interesting guest and his name is Jason, aka Jaga Jaga. Do you have other AKAs?
Yeah, I do have Ushaga.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my colleagues called me Ushaga because I'm from KZN. So she was like, oh, you are Shaga, because they know Shaga. Whenever you speak of KZN, they think of like Ushaga. So I was like, Shaga. By the way, she's from UK, so yeah.
So she knows Shaka Zulu?
Yeah. So she was like, Chaga, you know, like, because they cannot like pronounce like Shaga. So she was like, you are Chaga. So yeah.
What inspired today's look?
What?
What inspired today's look?
Today's look? Well, like it's Africa's month, come on. So I had to look like, you know, yeah, I have to represent in a way, like in a diaspora. So, yeah.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Like, I've been looking forward to be here. I've been, like, you know, going around, like, I saw, like, living in a mansion. I love it. Yeah. And, yeah, like, just to tell you, like, I've been, like, I think I spent, like, almost, like, 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, in my, taking a bath, like, you know, in my shower because, like, I had to look good for this. I don't know, is it an interview or just like a conversation? I don't know. So, yeah. So, I'm camera shy, by the way, but yeah, I'll try my best. But yeah, because I'm not that person who's like, you know, out there, you know, but people will force you to be out there, you know. I think I was also forced actually and taught to actually speak, you know, in public spaces, but I'm not that person, to be quite honest. Yeah.
I hope you are not forced to come here.
Yeah, I'm not forced because like I've been wanting to be like, you know, on TV. So yeah, it's my day. Finally, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about yourself. Who are you? How long have you been in China and stuff like that?
Tell you about myself.
Yeah.
I'm just like a simple guy, you know. I don't know how to describe myself that much, but I'm just like this guy who's been like, you know, been ambitious in life, you know. I think part of me, like growing up, I've been like, you know, wanting to do different in the community. Hence why, like, if you were to go to my handles, like especially on Instagram, I'm not that much like, you know, active, but yeah, from KZN, born and bred in KZN. Like I've been living in different places, but I've been like a KZN guy, you know.
Yeah.
So I've never been to any other provinces until I was like, I think I was like 23 or 24. So yeah. By the way, my name is Musa. I go by Musa Wenkosi. You know, they call me Musa Wenkosi. So my mom gave me that name. I don't know why, but I feel like, you know, it got like, you know, like meaning behind it. But
yeah.
I cannot tell that much because, yeah, I haven't really got an experience to spend time with her. I think, she passed on when I was like still young. I was like around 2 or something, you know, and yeah. But I got that information from my grandmother. Like she said, like, you know, yeah, your mom gave you that name. So, yeah. And also, I couldn't really get another information from my paternal side because I haven't spent time with my father as well. So, yeah, man, I've been like that often. Yeah. Okay, continue.
When did you get to China?
Get to China?
Yeah.
I got to China, I think, or not I think, I know. 2018. 2018, December.
Yeah.
Just before COVID, yeah.
Oh, so you came, I came like a month after you, like before you.
You came a month before me?
Yeah, I
so
came in November 2019.
I came like December, I think December 19th. Yeah, December 19th, around that time.
And how has the experience been like for you?
Well, I don't know, man, but it's been good. But from, I think, like first few months since I got here, you know what happened just after 2019. So a lot have been happening, you know, like in terms of like COVID and all of that. So yeah, it's been like a journey, man. Like to say like I'm grateful, but also like it has like, made me to realize which life can't be like, it's not like, she's like
roses.
Yeah, so you have to
roses.
like, because part of me also like I've experienced like some of like, mental, illnesses like I've never thought that maybe I might have, as as a human, because like for me, it's been like, okay, this is how you do things. Like, we are cooler, and the next thing, like, you have to do good all the time. So I feel like, go to school, like do all of that. But now, like getting to know what's actually depression and all of that, anxiety of that does exist. So like I've seen it in 2021. So I think, and also like being in a foreign like country has like, showed me a lot of things, and also open up like my mind to understand what, hey, people like, they're not you, you're from this kind of setup, and like they don't understand you. You have to just take it and swallow it and try to juggle out and moving with whatever that you have and at that moment. So so I've experienced a lot, because like my first time coming here, I was in Tianjin. So yeah, man, like there was like cultural shock, weather condition like changes and all of that. I wasn't like expecting that to say, because when I got here, like it was like winter, right? December.
I think we got here around the same time.
Yeah.
So the weather, I think it's something that I always talk about all the time, that it's one of the things that I never really expected, because when I left South Africa,
sure,
it was hot, and I get to China, especially when I landed in Beijing, it was so cold.
I landed in Beijing as well.
You also landed in Beijing?
Yeah, and they took me like, to, you see, like down the...
Tianjin is closer to Beijing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like 30 minutes away by speed train.
Yeah.
But by car, maybe an hour, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, I remember like, because I was at the airport and they had to take me to a parking lot. I thought maybe they're taking me to like, I don't know, like a funeral, what. Because I was like, hey, my cousin, what's happening here? So, yeah. But other than that, like I think China has been good to me, because I've had to like, met like, different people from different like, part of the world, and also like Chinese. I think part of me as well, like I'm grateful for this like, journey. Like honestly, it's been like now like almost 5 years. So I love it. Yeah.
And I didn't know that you attended at Howard College, UKZN.
Yeah, definitely. I was there.
I didn't know. I think I saw from your pictures, and I think there's a picture that you posted recently, and there were guys, and I was seeing the faces, and I'm like, but how come I don't know you? But I recognize the other guys. So I don't know. Do you ever find it weird that as South Africans living in China, a lot of us sort of have a connection, like from back home? Most of us, like when someone says, oh, I actually studied at this place, probably like 30 or 40% of the people you meet actually studied in the same place, and like everyone sort of knows someone before they actually got to China. Yeah.
Definitely. It's been like a thing, because like when I met you, I was like, okay, I think like I know you somewhere, but now I couldn't remember. I was like, okay, my memory, like because like somehow like you would forget, because it's been like, for me, when I was still like in university, like I was just like doing my own things, I wasn't paying much attention to people who's around me. And I feel like till today, it's just one of the things that I'm still like struggling with, like who's in my life, who's not in my life. And with like different purposes and, whatever agenda they might have with so I just like accept and accommodate everyone. So I think, because I think I saw you, but also I was like, okay, now I think I do remember you, but I don't know. I didn't know where, but I think I've seen you before. So yeah, I mean, like I feel like part of us also, we're actually having like a same kind of like common goal to say this is what we're doing, and somehow we need to reach to another stage in life. So yeah. And
did you ever think you'd work abroad? Like, how did the opportunity of coming to teach in China? Yeah.
Well, for me, it was like, just an inspiration from the guys, I think one of the guy, like, actually inspired us with my friend, because we're doing like the same course with my guy. So we heard that like going to China or anyway in Asia, like you will earn this kind of like amount, or like, okay, fine, guys. We're not doing anything here in South Africa. So by that time, we were doing like our masters, So this guy actually inspired us. Like, I don't know if you know him, but definitely you have to know him. James, go by the name James. So in China, by the way, but for us, we knew him as Mutlimba. So yeah, that guy like actually inspired us because like for him, he's been like around in China, but not that long by the time. I think he was here for about a year in Asia, by the way. So Hong Kong, around like, countries in Asia. So we're like, okay, this guy is there. Maybe we can like, find something, and maybe he can help us or, like what to do from here to where. So yeah, and my guy was like, okay, dude, this is what we need to do because he was communicating with him. For me, like he was not my friend, by that time. So I was like, because I've never been to any friendship to, like, not to say that I've never had a friend in my life. I had a friend in my life, but I think I was doing great too. And also like I've realized I have a friend again in 2023. So yeah, I had two real friends in my life. Yeah.
Am I your friend?
Yeah. Oh, you? I don't know. Maybe we just see cars. So yeah, so this guy like seek information from that guy, and then that was it. And then we started like with the process, we're doing everything. By the time, we're not working, we're just like doing our masters. Yeah. So yeah, but we had like a sponsor. We're having like DSD. So it was like giving us like 2,000, I think, every month.
Oh, you were part of the rich gang.
Yeah, not really, but like for about 2 years. No, about 2 years. Not that much, So it's just like getting like 2K. So we're saving that a lot, So like I was good with savings. I think like it's been my thing since I was so young, 'cause I saved a lot, Some people would take that as like being stingy, But for me,
financial literacy is important.
Come on, it worked for me for quite some time, So I enjoy it until today, Hence why I'm not like part of like bad things like stock fails. Yeah.
Continue. Fun fact. James also helped me to come to China.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I think probably most people. Anyway, I just wanted to say shout out to James. I feel like he's one of the few people, because at that time we didn't have a lot of information to actually like go on YouTube and see how people, like all of the things that we do as current YouTubers living in China. We share information and stuff like that. At that time we didn't have that. And I remember I was scrolling on my Facebook and I'm like, I know this guy. I used to go to university with this guy. And I think he was in Beijing at the time. And I'm like, oh my God, I was also interested to come. And I remember I just inboxed him. And I'm like, oh, listen, I saw that you now live in China. What are you doing there? He was just so open, free with sharing information. It's like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. I think even with the agency that I came with, he referred me to a girl that was using that agency. And the girl told me, oh, this is the agency you can actually use if you don't want to do everything on your own. So I feel like, God bless your heart, James. You are like a very wonderful guy.
Definitely.
And it's good to hear that, like he's helped a lot of people with information to actually, because one thing about him, he was never stingy about it. He never wanted anything in return. You didn't have to beg him for anything. He was just anytime you send him an inbox, he's just there replying. Helpful. Thank you, James.
Thank you, James. Shout out to James.
Yeah, shout out to James. James is such a great guy. Yeah. So, with your experience of living in China, would you say there are any experiences besides, of course, difficult experiences besides mental health? Because I feel like we'll get back into that later on. Whether it was with employment, whether it was with something that was happening in your life personally, that made you feel like, nah, man, it's not nature. Yeah.
Not really, because I think like at some point in life you had to just like revisit, just like go back to like just do like a self introspection in a way, just like understanding yourself, like okay, this is what you have done. So I think like I've got like to a point where I was like somehow like not like revisiting like my life and understanding myself. I've been like out there because I've spent like so much time like outside, to a point even like at rest, they used to ask me like, dude, why are you staying at rest? I'm like, because like I'm a student. They're like, dude, but you don't stay here, you're always outside, so like if
outside doing what?
I was like kind of that guy who was like everywhere, I was like a jack of all trades. Like for me, I was doing everything.
Yeah.
Like, like hunger got me to go for everything, you know. If like, you know, it's just like, you know, one of the stories maybe I will share whenever I get an opportunity. Like it's just like part of like, you know, also my book as well, because I think a life journey without like a testimony is just like, you know, not like a journey that is genuine. So for me, like I'm not scared, and also I'm not shy to talk about these issues. With okay, this is how my life has been. Like I come from like a humble beginning, all of that, and this is how I'm like, you know, I made it, or else like how this is what I have experienced for the throughout like my journey and everything. So yeah, so I've been like working so hard, like for quite even till today. I'm still like that, you know. Even like you called me today, but I've been working, like I work like 7 days every week, 7 days of my life. I still do it today because like there's part of me that says like you can't like rest, you know, you can't rest. You have to keep on working hard. You must keep like striving all the time. So that was like me, you know. So when I got here, I was like, fuck, okay, sorry to use that word, but I was like, damn, all right, now I have to, you know, my life is on pause. Yeah. I've been like outside, you know, it's either like, you know, I'm doing like, you know, part-time jobs and everything. So now when I got here, I was like, okay, this is what you need to do, because coming here, you're here to teach, right? Yeah. So now I cannot like do some other things, you know. You're not that like, you know, jack of trade now. You have to humble yourself and focus on what you're here for. So I was like, damn, actually I have to do like self, you know, reflection and understand who am I? Actually. So that was like, you know, a serious thing to me, and it was like difficult to actually understand that, because now I had to sit down with myself. I'm like, okay, hey, Musa, what you here for? Who are you? You know, because I spend like a lot of time like understanding myself, and there's nothing to do there. And I've tried like to do some other stuff, but we're not working, because everyone like, you know, got their own like, you know,
things going on.
Going on in their lives, and the moment you sit down, that's where you say, damn, I had to fix this before I continue with life.
So you feel like one thing that you feel like was just so challenging about being in China was just you having to be with yourself.
Yeah.
And doing self-introspection and
definitely
learning. I think that's something that like a lot of people, okay, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I think I'm one of the like people on your side who when they got to China, they had to learn a lot of things about themselves. And I think it's also like this happened a lot during the pandemic, when we had to like sit indoors and, you know, like deal with ourselves.
Definitely.
That is when I actually got the time to actually sit and think, oh my God, you know, there's just so much that I feel like I need to work on myself personally. So I wouldn't say it was like the worst thing that has ever happened, but I feel like it was the worst, but yet the best, you know?
The best.
Because when it came out on the other side, when I came out on the other side rather, I was just like, wow, you know, I needed that. Because if I was home, I feel like I wasn't going to get to that point where I'm like, oh, I think I'm seeing this and I'm not liking this. Let me work on this. Let me do that. So I totally get you. And now we are, I don't know, at a point where as ESL teachers, especially I feel like South Africans are going through a lot in the job market. It's not easy getting a job and stuff like that. Like, what do you have to say regarding that?
The job market?
Yeah, well, the job market, the experience, because I feel like, you know, like, probably there's a lot of people that actually talk to you, you know, like talking about...
You're not getting something.
You know, not getting jobs, especially with recruiters, you know, like the moment they hear that you are from South Africa, it's like, oh, okay. Because, well, the market is saturated. That's what they say. And there's a lot of South African teachers. So I don't know what your take is on that. Like, do you feel like, oh, well, I mean, it is what it is. It was bound to happen. Or...
With what is happening in China right now, like the fertility rate is just declining. There's so much like happening, so it's just declining. Like people don't want to have babies anymore. So they're just, I don't know, they're lazy or what, but it's just like, you know, because of the economy, everyone, like I've been talking to like different like people, like friends and like, you know, Chinese are like, oh, having a baby is quite expensive. I was like, okay, fine. So you guys are not having babies, it's just having one, you know, like in China back then they had like a policy of like one baby, you know, per person, per household. But now the government has changed that, you know, to say like, okay, you can have 2, you can have 3. But now nobody wants to have a baby. So like there's a decline in fertility rate. So so that means the clients clients as well, like, we don't having clients. That means, it's going to be difficult for us to actually find what we're actually looking for.
Yeah.
So, and everyone wants like cheap labor. So, yeah.
So the best way is just to look into other countries and
let's just have other options,
Yeah,
if
not just focus on coming.
Yeah, one thing you have to say, if you've been here for about like 4 years or 5 years, just live for others, guys. Like, it's just
Yeah, but what if our goals are not yet accomplished?
What goals, maybe?
Some people have responsibilities. Responsibilities don't stop after 5 years. Some people need to look after their families. Some people need to take siblings to school, build homes, buy cars. So I don't think it's easier for them to just leave because they've been here for 5 years. Because life doesn't stop after 5 years.
Okay, then if you still have like goals, then try to help us with the market, like, have babies, so like foreigners should have babies as well, like, send people to labor wards so that we can have like,
But like, listen, okay, wait. How does that help us? You're already saying, Chinese people are saying having a baby in China is expensive.
Yeah.
So how does that help us? Oguti, we must also have babies so that we build the economy. Yeah,
definitely. Like if you have a baby, right? Because you earn like, I think like you earn quite good. Like your salary, it's not like, comparative, like checking with Chinese, it's quite like a bit high, right? So you having a baby here, you will afford to have a baby. Yes, you have to work hard, but you will afford to have a baby. So just go to a labor ward and we have like more clients.
Okay, when are you taking someone to the labor ward?
Labor ward? Who, me?
When are you taking someone to the labor ward? Yeah, you.
I don't know when that person comes and I'll take.
We are all waiting for people to come.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they coming? Maybe they are there. Oh, what's up? Yeah.
So, I wanted to like touch base on something. The importance of building friendships in China, because I feel like, China can really be a lonely place for individuals who have left home and coming here. And I feel like for the most part, okay, I would say me, but okay, that's what people know me for, but it's not really my thing,
Yeah.
We always put emphasis on romantic relationships, like, just find a partner. But there's also a place that I feel like friends hold in our lives, especially living abroad, because you need support, you need the guidance, the love, like they say, one brain, two brains. Okay, yeah, you also need the love from the friendship. Like how they say, like, more brains are better than one. So we need stuff like that. Would you say, like, that is important? And how easy, or is it a difficult thing to build good, genuine friendships in China?
I feel like it's a good thing to have like someone to rely on, right? Someone that you can like, give a call at any moment, right? It's a good thing. But I feel like in a foreign country, people are going through some stuff, a lot. And it's quite like difficult, to actually build like relationships in that sense, because like, hence I'm saying like, I've alluded like, before with this like conversation we're having here. So I said like, what is that, like birthdays, like whatnot, stock fails, whatnot. So people like got like this thing of a tendency of like, I need to be, we actually like having like clicks, clickbait in that way. So I don't like that for me. So like hence why even today I still say this. I can stand with my utterances. I had 2 friends in my life, I don't have friends. It's just like building like, brothers or meeting. Hence why I go to my Instagram. It's just a community. I'm a social engineer. I love people. I love everybody, If you're from South Africa, that's my brother. That's my sister. If it happened, maybe we like there's something happening between us, then we can call it something. But like to say, I have to have a friendship. I know what does like friendship mean to me, and like it may have like different like meanings for different people as well. So it's just like different like plays of like semantics. So people have their own like understanding of that. So I don't know, man. But for me, I'm not into that.
You're not into friendships?
No, I'm not. It's just like brothers, sisters, all of that. So yeah, I'm not gonna be like, okay, yeah, because the next thing, if I say like you're my friend, and the next thing like maybe it was your birthday or whatnot, and then when you required me to buy you like something that I'm actually like, but for what? You understand? And also maybe because I've done this to you, you have to like return the favor, all of that. Like we have seen that happening because like you know, we used to eat with him, we used to eat with her, but it's just like, you know, high school kind of vibes, you know. So I'm not into that. It's just like, let's just like be family, let's just be community.
Also, with you, people jump from acquaintance to family, like you are my sister, my brother.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't have much to say regarding
like friendship.
I love people who have interacted with me, like have encountered like me to any like, you know, events or around the street. They know me. I'm just like that guy. I'm like, okay, hi, hello, you good?
Okay, now that you bring that part up, I also regard you as my brother. Okay, well, not that I regard you, but we are related in one way or another.
Yeah, we are related. Yeah.
That's my brother, y'all. But yeah, besides that, I think you are like one of the few people that I know who are like very, I don't know how to put it, but I don't want to say like you are not, you are like one of the few kind people that I know that it's easier for like people to open up to you, and you know, like you also get to like, you know, be that support system to like people. I feel like it's easier for people to trust you, right? And with that regard, like I think that's something we can like use more of as a community, not just South Africans, but foreigners living in China, because I feel like it's important for us to have each other's backs and to always feel like there's always someone who is there for you. So like, do you think there's an importance for us to have like a community that is just so thoughtful and kind? Because I feel like, you know, that's something that we hardly ever, you know, come across. Like you mentioned, Uguti, you are not really someone who is into friendships more, but you regard people as your sisters and your brothers. And I think maybe that's part of the reason why it's easier for someone to actually gravitate towards you and be like, oh, actually, you know what, this Jason, you know. Like in the foreign community, do you think there is more of that? Do we need more of that? Is that of importance?
Yeah, we do actually need like, you know, more of that, but it's just like it's unfortunate that it's not happening that much, you know. As I've said, people like, you know, they just like building like, you know, cliques, and I'm like, okay, I'm just like vibing with you because like we have like common, like, you know, not goals, but like, you know, like even it's happening even in relationships, because you and I, we talk like the same, or maybe we dress the same, like we smell the same. So that means we have to be
together.
We have to actually like build our own kind of like, you know, group or whatnot. So I think we must have that like where we actually accommodate everyone without like, you know, judging or what's okay. This is what you do. This is what you have, and then like I don't vibe with you, or I do because like you do this to me. So it's quite like a difficult situation even till today. For me, it's quite like difficult, you know, because you had to go to Usman Man, like he's not talking to Usman Man. Therefore, if you were seen with Usman Man, it becomes a problem, because now Usman Man, they're not like, you know, like this. So I'm like, okay, but where do I enter? For me, I always fight battles that I'm not part of. Like, I love that. Not to say like I love like the battles, or I love like, you know, but I love when people are like fighting amongst each other, but now they want to put me or invite me to be part of the battle. I'm like, no.
They want you to inherit the beef.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm going to be like, I'm going to prove to them until you come clean to me and talk about everything that is happening. Because like one thing that will ever like, you know, give you like, you know, peace. You just need to make peace with everyone, you know, regardless of what happened between you guys. Just be clean and come up to, okay, sorry, so you did this to me, you know, we have to apologize. If that person is willing to apologize, you can apologize. If you're not willing to apologize, then
that's also fine.
It's like, it's fine, but also it's a battle, and it's just like, you know, an ongoing, you know, like fight. That's, I'm like, okay, what is happening here? Until you realize, okay, what I'm doing is not right. because you cannot like be a person who's like, I'm gonna be angry to anybody, to everyone or to anyone. You understand? Because what if you die today? So that's how I take life. What if you die today and you were angry at me and what I've done to you? If like there was something I've done to you or I actually stepped on your foot, just let me know. It's okay. You did this to me the other time. I'm like, okay, sorry. And then you have to move on. So I've been that kind of a guy, and I stand to continue doing so because I feel like it's not like it's something that just came up. It's just something that I was like not taught also, but it's just me. This is part of me. And I believe that's part of God's plan to be here and also to be this kind of person. I don't know, maybe hence why my mom called me like Musa and so it's like
God's grace.
God's grace. So I'm just like that guy, So it's not like influenced by church or family, whatnot. It's just me, part of me, So it's either like we're in a friendship, relationship, brotherhood. I'm always like this. I will remain like this until my last day on earth. So yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope so.
I won't change by the circumstances, because one thing you have to understand, Guti, you are the one who has to change the circumstances or everything, but don't allow the circumstances to change who you are. So if you believe, Guti, this is who I am, just go with it. Don't like be like, okay, because now this is what happened. Now I have to be like, come on,
I think that's one of the things that I actually like about you. Okay, well, I knew the type of person you were before, but I remember there was a circumstance that I was in, and the insight that you gave to me at that time really helped me a lot. And I feel like immediately after our conversation,
Sure.
I understood the importance of having a community where there's just so much peace, love, and harmony,
Sure.
where there isn't much of because you, like you said, the cliques, you chill with so and so, then that means I can't be seen with you, and because I chill with so and so, you can't be seen with me. But just having that structure where it's like, okay, we are away from home. And because I think this is also something that someone has once brought up to my attention, and they were like, I feel like amongst South Africans, you never really see as much unity as you would see with people from other countries.
Sure.
Because with us, there's always that groupie thing. I'm not saying that people should be like friends and, kumbaya and all of that stuff. But, just understanding that as people who are far away from home, we have a lot that we are dealing with as individuals.
Sure.
I don't need you to bring me more drama, and you don't need me to bring you more drama.
Yes,
it's just like, let's just be kind to each other, let's be supportive to each other, let's be loving to each other, let's just have that compassion towards each other. And I feel like that's something that could actually take us far.
Definitely.
As people. But then regardless, I feel like in some instances we do have each other's backs, but I feel like on some instances we just don't have each other's backs, which is okay. I mean, I've had talks where people are like, yeah, Pella, just because we come from the same country doesn't mean we have to be friends. Yes, we don't have to be friends, but we can hold space of kindness towards each other,
Yeah.
So, now that we're about to close, what's the one thing that you feel like you'd like people to know about working as an ESL teacher abroad? Not in China, like anywhere. Like if there's someone back home just sitting and thinking, okay, I know that there's people who work in China or in Asia as ESL teachers. I would love to do that. Like, what would you say to them?
To know about the working environment here.
Anything. It could be challenges, the work environment, the work ethics, life.
One thing I always say, Guti, you must know whenever you're going somewhere or you intend to do something, just know what the end result of that. If I'm actually decide to just relocate somewhere else, you have to know what's your ambitions, what actually pushes you to go there. Because if the moment you actually divert on your purpose of you going to that destination, you actually lost it all, because you don't know what you actually you actually lost it, because now you have diverted your missions and everything. So just have end goals. Okay, by this time write down everything. By this time, this is what's going to happen. This is what I need to actually fulfill or actually attain. So it's just that. So because like life is, it's like a journey. So life is just it's a journey. So it has like a lot of things that are going on, like your tattoo and everything, like your harms, your portals. So you just need to understand and like focus on the price, on what you actually like went there for. It's just simple as that.
Yeah.
So but other than that, whatever is happening, it's just like part of life.
Yeah.
Don't take it like serious or take it personal. It's just a part of life, and just you have to learn from it and just keep going. Simple as that. So yeah, maybe the highlights, like I know it's just like people, like most of people, I think one of the most frustrating thing, like just like love, in a foreign land, like it's a thing, guys, and we cannot like turn blind on it. Blind eye on it, like it's just like a thing. But it's just you to understand what this love, like circle, like for me, I take it as like football game or whatever sport you may know of or mention or like interested in. It's just like okay, in any sports, right? There are officials, there are players, of course, there are fans, like there's technical teams, and everyone is there, right? So you just need to understand your role in this life. Okay, like okay, I'm actually an athlete, or I'm a fan, or I'm like part of officials. I'm just like okay, go there, don't do that, or else like you're part of like technical team where you just like coaching everyone. So everyone is meant for, right?
Something different.
Like so you just need to understand that and take that with you. It's okay, this is me, and understand yourself, and don't just like put yourself in there and then the next thing like you don't understand what is happening. You just need to understand that. But okay, this is what is happening, and like this is my role, so either I win or not, but this is what I'm actually doing here. Simple as that. So just like it's just that. And also
just do your thing, basically.
Just do your thing. And also don't really put so much pressure on yourself. Because we end up having like this kind of like phrases or whatever you may say it, like people saying like I'm a gone girl, gone guy. Those things doesn't work with me, and I don't believe in that. I'm like, hey guys, you guys just putting so much pressure on yourself. Because
guys, gone girl. Okay, I don't know what context are you talking in, but in the love context, it means you're just in love.
Okay, for me, I have a serious problem with that. I have
why?
An issue. But why you have to say like I'm a gone girl?
It means like I'm gone. Like
gone from where?
Like I'm gone from my mind, from my thoughts. I mean, someone.
Yo, someone's what?
Okay, no, we're gonna talk about
like,
it.
I think we must have this conversation where we talk about these issues, because like, guys, there's this thing or a notion that we're actually having, right?
Yeah.
Where we just want, like, we're having these two things, right? There's like, obsession and love. We have to be really realistic about these things. There's
does that
obsession
mean
and love? So like obsession for me, I don't think it's part of love. You understand?
We know.
You need to be genuine with yourself. Okay, this what is that describe me, and I'm going for this. But like I'm obsessed with yourself. I'm obsessed with you. That's not part of love for me.
Who's obsessed with who? If someone says they are a con girl or con poet, does that mean they're obsessed with someone?
That's obsession as well.
No, that's not obsession.
It is.
No, it's not. I just love someone.
But why you have to mention I'm a con girl, con guy?
Because I just
what?
Nothing, Jason.
Okay,
Jason, nothing. Oh, now that you were talking about that, I actually wanted to, I got reminded about something that we spoke about earlier, the importance of mental health. Do you feel like there's enough awareness on mental health amongst foreigners?
Yeah. I think like, with that, there's so much, tension going on with that. Everyone is just like do whatever pleases them, So
tension amongst foreigners?
not around, amongst foreigners. I mean, like mental health as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot going on with that. You're having this issue of like people end up like being addicted into something. You know, because like they use that as their coping mechanism. Of which I think for me it's dangerous. You know, like you have someone who came here, like that person was not drinking, but that person like right now. Umuntu ulala kubona yabo ubona ngokuze. Understand? There are people who are vaping, but they were not vapors back home. You know, understand? We have those issues, and like we have to be honest with ourselves. You know, someone was like, okay, I used to do this, but I'm no longer doing that. But just like revisit yourself and like not your goals, but like yourself. Who are you before everything, right? You know, or like before everything happening, you know, because that's where I'm actually going to. You end up like having people who are actually obsessed. Obsession also is part of like addiction, because you're addicted to that person, because now you somehow don't understand who you are
without
like,
that person.
Without a person, now when I'm with you, I'm complete. You know, two powerful houses has to come together when they're ready. You know, to be together.
And make a firehouse.
You understand? Like, you know, it can't be like, okay, Tabi, I invite you because, like, I still need, like, you know, a microwave or a fridge. Or I still need, like, couches and everything. Like, you know, what if this thing doesn't work?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? So you take
then
your couches.
I take my couch.
Oh, shit. You understand now? So that's where I'm actually saying with two powerful houses, like, has to come together when they're ready to say, like, to invite each other.
Yeah.
So like part of me with that, like sorry to just like, you know, keep on going to this part, because I feel like this is one of the most serious, like, you know, conversation and the phenomenon that's going on. It's okay, like, because I'm lonely or not. It's a foreign land, we understand that, but understand yourself and also work on that. So part of me to close that conversation is like
of mental health.
You understand? Like just like have someone when you're ready, and also like, you know, you've got everything. Don't be like, you know, having your own room like, now I'm ready. I'm inviting you. Come in. And now like for me, I'm just going to be like puzzled. I'm like, what's happening here? Yeah. And now you know the routine and everything. I'm like, what? So you have to sit there, baby, to watch a TV. Like this is like a bathroom. There's a kitchen and everything. Don't do that. It's like, you know, you're dealing with a human being, right? So people are like, you know, it's just like got feelings, you know, they got feelings, they got emotions, so they are bound to change. So it's just that. So I would plead with everyone, because I think that's one of the most things that have been actually damaging people and their spirit also to keep going. Because now, understand this, before we come here, people were like, okay, don't make a heartbreak to send you to Asia to teach English, right? But now, is it like still like that, or it's vice versa? So it's just like one of the questions you have to understand. What happened? What went wrong? Sit down with yourself and understand like yourself, and also ourselves as well. Everybody have to sit down with themselves and notice. We have to talk about these issues.
Okay. With your years being spent in China, like 5 years, what would you say you've accomplished? Do you feel like you've accomplished most of your goals, some of your goals? You don't have to be specific, but do you feel like, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, well, but yeah.
Like I'm just like an open book, right?
Oh, okay.
Like I'm free to talk about everything, because this thing of like, you know, I have to hide some of the stuff. Like I'm that guy. It's like, okay, like even now we were to go to my socials, I still have like back then pictures like 2008,
when you first started Instagram.
You understand? Like I still got that stuff, you know, that content. Like I'm not ashamed of who I am, and I'm proud, you know, because whenever like I go back, I'm like revisit like my past. I'm like, damn, dude, you have made it. You know, you have tried, not like made it because you know we're actually heading to, but we have done a lot, you know. So with that, I think like sometimes I've been reminded by people with, hey, dude, this is what you have done so far. Yeah. Like you should be proud of yourself. I'm like, but I'm not there yet, you know. I'm still like, you know, working so hard to get there. So so with like part of me coming here, like when sorry, I was like, I was almost before I came here. I was like, to put it like in a simple term, like I almost got like, homeless when I come here. And I'm so proud to say, look, I have like, somewhere to say, this is my home, right? And this, I think this July, since I'm going back home, I'll be like, having like my bed for the first time in my entire life. I never own a bed. You understand?
Jason.
So yeah, so it's just part of like the stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm proud, So I've never owned a bed in my life until like now I'm about to turn 29. Sorry, 29 in June. So it's part of like
in June.
Yeah, in June.
When is your birthday?
On the 8th.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, this part of like, things like that I'm proud of myself. Like I've achieved because I've never owned, like, don't think that much about like a bed, but owning a bed, that means like luxury to somebody because that's where you rest, right? So I'm like, this is my first time I'm going to be doing that for me. So I've done, I think, quite of the things like I do post, because hey, it's just like family history and everything. But my, like, for me, my family, we've never owned like a house in a sense, because I grew up in my maternal side, like Ngoga Malum, you understand? So so part of me was like coming here, whenever I got money, I have to understand what I have to build for my mom and for my grandmother, because I've seen her striving so hard to get like a place called home, and she didn't do that. Like it didn't happen until like she actually leave this world. So I had to just make that promise to her. It's okay, this is what I need to do for her and for my mom as well. Like even though I don't know her, but I had to do it for her.
I'm so proud of you, JJ. Period.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, and wow, this conversation just got so intense. My emotions are just. Okay, so I wanted to ask a question that I thought of when I was brainstorming for today, and it just randomly came up. There's this energy that, like, well, I wanted to hear your opinion on what that is all about. I've noticed that when it comes to the dating world, right?
Yeah.
When you, like South African men, not all, but I'm just going to put it like that. When you guys hear about the preference of South African ladies wanting to date men from West Africa, I feel like South African men always have this thing of, oh, okay, the energy is not as positive. Not that we want it to be positive, or rather like, but then I'm just like, I feel like there's a sense of hypocrisy. So I wanted to understand where that is coming from, because when it comes to that, one thing I've noticed is when you find that there's a South African lady who is dating someone from the UK or America or anyone from a European country, the energy is not the same as when someone says, oh, I'm dating someone from West Africa. So is it is the problem that you guys have that, oh, you are dating someone who's not from South Africa, or the problem is, oh, you are dating someone from West Africa? Now, the reason I'm asking this is because when I was talking to Chris, one of the things that he spoke about was he feels like men, or some men from West African countries that we have a preference of dating, don't have good intentions towards us. They say mean things about us and stuff like that. I don't know. I've never personally experienced that, so I don't know. So I wanted to know, like, did you guys crack a code? Did you guys hear anything? What's going on? Why the sudden change of energy?
Before I even respond to that, are you dating any Western African guys?
No, my boyfriend is South African.
Oh, South Africans. Oh, okay. Okay, just for a disclaimer, this conversation or whatever opinion is not for the podcast, right? It's just like coming from myself, right? So, but I feel
I should not put it in the podcast? I should not put it in the podcast?
No, it's okay. It's part of a podcast, right? So I'm just saying, because it's just like my opinion, right?
Oh, okay.
So I feel like Africans, like themselves, they don't love each other, because like if you were to check even like with whatever events have been happening, in South Africa per se, because I'm from South Africa, right? So like it's been always like, even with xenophobic attack, it's been always about like, Africans amongst Africans, It's never been like, okay, how about like Pakistan, or how about like, these guys, the Americans, because the issue is like undocumented or foreigners in a country who are doing like unlawful, like, activities. So it's been always like targeting these guys who are actually from Africa, who are part of us, you understand? So I feel like it's been like an ongoing thing that it needs to be addressed, but not because I have something against them, but also Nabo, they do have their own shenanigans that is going on, and we know of them, like a lot of like things, and Nabo, maybe they know us like for something, So we always have this like, conflict that's going on there. Not to say we don't love each other, but no, but they're not like, for good, for like, you cannot like allow someone whom like is not like good, for anything to date or go for your sister. You're always going to be like, okay, no, man, you cannot do that. So not because we hate them in that sense, but it's just like, it's just too good. They are like, for me, I do have like, friends from Ghana. I do have like friends from Kenya, and like different part of like Africa. I do have a couple of friends or guys I can talk to who are just like genuine and just like, good guys, So not because like, because I fought like, not fighting, but yeah, I fought like some of like the African guys. I know some of like the guys I actually with, so who are actually against like, the African guys with the gay, like they don't like these guys, whatnot. I'm like.
So what does that have?
It goes back to say we actually trying to say we not in a way like, but somehow we protecting you guys from being part of like, a stat of those like, shenanigans who are actually doing to people. So whenever I see you, I'm like, this is like a South African lady, African queen. Why have to go for that guy? For what reasons? Because you guys like things, So
we like things. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. At some point, you guys like love things. Like out of all, you do love things, So it's just like, okay, go whatever you feel like it's comfortable, like for you, but like wash out, So yeah. So if you see with eye, man, the intentions are not good. Why don't you? Because sometimes you just go with love, right? But with a more like, feelings and not like, considering that, the repercussions or consequences of that kind of like, union. So like, okay, we need to contextualize you guys, become aware of these things, But out of all, like, I feel like at some point we are actually conditioned to hate each other, So of which like it's gonna be a thing, and it's not gonna end anytime soon. But at some point we need to come together and understand what, guys, this is what we're ripped off, and we need to work together so that we can get back what belongs to us. But other than that, you're just fighting like, just like a boneless, like meatless bone in that sense. So for no reasons. But now, but they must add good, because we have never went to like their kind of like women and go to their women like, oh, hello, and then like wanted to do you dirty. No, we have had like stories, scandals have been happening to our sisters, because there was that period where you guys said like you don't like South African guys and you went for these guys, and the next thing like you came back crying like tears like, oh, so like why you guys didn't like warn us? I'm like, what for what? Because you said you that was your choice.
I feel like a problem that we have with you guys is the fact that once these things happen, because I remember, I don't know if you were part of the conversation that once happened. So just for context, right, for people who don't live in China, there was once a I don't know what to call that thing, but there was a VN that was leaked out of someone from Africa, they said, who was saying some really, really degrading thing about a certain South African lady. And the conversation around, like, just got foreign, like Africans in China sort of shaking, because it was like, oh, so I feel like South African men, I don't know, but I feel like you guys were joyful. You were just like, yeah,
there we go.
We got them. Yeah, they thought they can do better. Look at them now, you know. And it was just so crazy. Now, what I wanted to talk about in that context is the fact that I feel like with you guys, I don't know if what you are saying of saying, oh, it's us trying to protect you guys, and then all of a sudden when these things happen, you turn around and you guys rejoice about them. You're like, yeah.
Definitely, if you take a stand and be like, okay, I'm not going for you, then I'm going for this, like, for this nation, then what are we supposed to say? Because that says, Gucci, you don't take us serious. So it's like, okay.
But you guys also don't take us serious sometimes.
We do. You know, we do. I feel like we're going back to this, like, you know, dating, like, you know, pool of China. So we do take you guys serious.
But
it's just like you need to understand, like, you know, just like, you know, you just need to understand something that resonates with you.
Yeah.
Just attract the same energy that actually resonates with you. Simple as that. So don't be like, okay, someone is doing this. Understand yourself, your principles and everything. Okay, this is who I am and this is what I want for myself. If that's not what you see from the person, whatever he's saying to you, it doesn't really like say anything to you, just leave it.
But then, Jason, I feel like when you speak for the 1%, but for the most part, I feel like even if you can meet 10 South Africans tomorrow and ask them, what is the dating experience between us as South Africans? Like, they'll be honest with you, it's not a smooth sailor.
It's not a smooth sailor, but in a sense of how, like, you need to break that down.
You guys are normally not honest people. You play games.
Okay, but you know what? The thing is, for me, I feel like the moment, like, a phenomena, you put, like, you know, you actually put like a central focus into it, it becomes like a real thing, of which it's not.
No, Jason, there's a difference between putting your mind into something and something being a reality. This is something that is happening. It's not a thing where it's like, oh, it's something I thought about. Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to attract. It's there.
Yeah. But for me, like, you know, like, I feel like this thing of dating, South Africans, like, you know, dating each other, or not, we need to sit down at some point where we just, like, it's just us, and also, like, you know, these guys from Africa, and we have to just talk about this, you know, issues with what is happening, where it went wrong. Because if really we being realistic of, like, you know, being honest with ourselves, we have to understand where we actually went wrong. And
as South African men,
as South Africans, not as men, but as South Africans, like, I mean, like, South African people, you know, where we went wrong. Because, like, one thing I understand, which you from, like, you know, your own tribe, right? The other person is from, like, his or her own tribe, and they actually define a dating, like, you know, situation or a phenomena differently from you. So you have to just, like, understand that and work with what really defines you. Because if really we're being, like, honest, okay, this is me. I'm from this kind of family, even though we're from, like, the same tribe, but, like, teachings are different. When you start dating, this is what's gonna happen. This is what, like, you know, you need to understand and consider. If this one is not there, that's not, like, a real thing, you know. But us, I feel like we tend to just, like, you know, wanna own it. Okay, this is me. This is what I want for me. But dating, actually, I'm gonna define it in my own culture and my own context. What is dating actually? If me I were to see a girl, you know, for me, I'm coming from a background, like, I'm coming from that context where I have to court you for about, like, a year for you to say, yes, I agree, you are mine.
And if someone says no?
If someone says no after
like
a year?
You caught someone first attempt, they say no.
First, like, for, you mean, like,
okay,
days?
let's say in a okay, you're saying for a year. Let's say in a week they tell you, no, I'm not interested.
In a week?
Yeah.
I think if they say they're not interested, I have to consider like, my my options. Okay, okay, I've been saying this and the same thing. Because someone can say today no, but she didn't mean that.
Sometimes no means
happen.
no.
No. Where I'm coming from, one can say no, but she's actually thinking about that. But now it's like, I understand it's difficult for anyone to say, hi, someone said no, but why you like, keep on like doing the same like, thing, or saying the same thing to her or to him. But it's like, but sometimes no can be like, okay, I say no, not because like I wanted to say no, but because I wanted you to see, to test you, how serious you are with.
But
your
then, Jason,
endeavors.
don't you feel like an adult should know what they want? If they say no, they mean no. If they say yes, they mean yes. Why would you want someone, or why would you rather go for someone who is going to give you mixed signals? They are saying no. Okay, because they said no, then that means they were still thinking about it. If someone says no, just take them for their answer and say no.
I think for the era that we're in right now, it's just, it has changed, right? We used to, in that, during those times, I'm like, okay, the one would say like, no.
What do you mean those times? Jason, you're 29.
I'm 29, yes, definitely. But I would to tell you today, I used to court girls in the river. Go there and be like, okay, hi.
No wonder your colleague called you Shakai.
Yeah, because like, I believe in this. I think I was doing like grade 11. I was still like courting girls like for a year. She's there. She knows.
Who?
They know. Because I understood. I had to be patient with her and understanding her. And like, guys, one thing you have to understand: women are so precious. If someone just say like, like, yeah, like I give it to you. My love, my everything, my heart, actually, sorry. My heart is there. It's for you. Let's say something, guys. If it's something really authentic and genuine, that's a lot, man. You need to appreciate that. Don't take it lightly or be like, oh man, it's just like one of those things. It's not just like a spark where you meet someone at the club and like, ooh, we're vibing. Because right now, we're not like dating because it's just like we love each other that much. It's just like preferences. This is what I prefer. This is what I want. My man should look like this. My man should smell like this. My woman should be like this. My woman should be, my woman should be. You understand? If you're not that kind of type, heart, like really, your heart doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, okay, but then if you know that your heart doesn't mean anything the heart of the person you don't desire doesn't mean anything to you, then just let them go, set them free, so that they get whoever that they are happy.
That's where I'm actually going to. The moment I caught you, I'm talking to you, like we're trying to reach an agreement here, and then now, like, you see, okay, this thing won't work. But because now you're not being honest with yourself, this is what I want for me, right? This is what I actually believe in. This is what now it's becomes like, a situation of like, you don't know what you're actually looking for. Whether you're just agreeing because, guys, come on, we're living like in a 21st century where like, money, like, plays a huge role, like in terms of like, people being together. So if you don't have money, like, out, and also all of that does also play like, another aspect also add up with, okay, if you don't like look good and also smell good and also like wear like this, this is what I prefer. Preferences and also money, it just plays a huge role, and it's quite difficult. It's a difficult era, hence why it's going to be very difficult for us to get married at this age in life, because wow.
I don't know, I'm next year.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Jason, okay, thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've reached to the end of our chilling and chit-chatting.
Sure.
Thank you for coming and just making the time, because I know that this has been a busy week for you.
Yeah.
And I hope people are going to be are going to find it in them to actually enjoy this episode, because I think one thing that I've loved about this episode is the fact that, it's way different from my normal episodes where,
sure.
it's like, but here, we got to be authentic and got really deep. And thank you for actually being vulnerable. English. Thank you for being vulnerable about some of your experiences and who you are as a person. And I think we need more of that. And thank you so much.
Yeah,
are you going to come back?
You're welcome. Definitely, I'm going to come back because I need to articulate some of the stuff with you, and also, because you said you're getting married, right?
No, I was joking.
You were joking, right? Yeah. So, also, because I can see there's, something, or, I don't know, is it a culture or what, where people are just, getting married, left and right. So, it's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
But, I love it. But also, I need to say this, guys, whenever you decide to do that, bear in mind, what are you actually getting yourself into? Don't just get to a union because you feel not because it's time. Consider some of the aspects, where I'm actually getting myself into. Whenever you get into that union or marriage of yours that you're actually doing out there, but get in with someone. First of all, that person must have his own, can I say her own as well, place that he belongs.
It's their own.
As a guy, because I feel us as guys, I always say this thing, content is not for men, right? It's not for us. Content, we can't do it just for fun, but in a reality, it's not for us. It's for you guys. Whenever I take a trip today, I go with you. Go for a trip. It's not for me. It's just for you to have fun. For me, it's just let me just finance that and do all of that. It's not gender rolling kind of thing, but you just need to understand as a guy, there's never been a thing of we have to go 50-50 or not.
Period. Provider.
Will kill you, right? One will agree to that, but women are just. It's just they can say yes, but deep down but you are a man. That thing will always be there, guys. But don't succumb to say a man must, what not. I actually find it very difficult to actually accept that
men must.
Kind of terms, and also I don't want to be polarized to believe this is what a social norms should social standards should follow that, all of that. So I actually I stand to say no. I don't want to be polarized in that sense. So but whenever you say I agree, yes, don't take it to say maybe with a sense of I'm lonely, I just wanna be captured, wherever love locates you will locate you. But also get into something with someone you understand. This person, you have your own space, first of all. Number two, every man must have their own farm. Guys, come on.
Their own what?
Farm. Every man must have their own farm.
We're actually supposed to be going now.
Yeah.
And you said you're going to come back with that aspect.
Yeah.
So please come back.
I will.
Is it okay for us to end now?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I feel like this is a very important conversation, but we really have to go.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much once again. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. It is what it is, because if it ain't anything, it wasn't it. On yet another podcast episode of It Is Just a Podcast because it doesn't have a name. Until next time.
Asam.